Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick and welcome back to GreedFall, where there's another side mission waiting for us. Apparently the Coin Guard has commandeered a Knot ship. Let's talk to the Admiral, see what she has to say about it.
Desarde, what can I do for you?
Tell me about the ship that was commandeered.
Manfred, the quartermaster of New Serene Garrison, told me that he'd received a letter from you. Was one of your ships hijacked by the Guard?
The Trident and its crew were commandeered by the San Mateus garrison. Commandeered? We will not let ourselves be threatened by these land pirates. The Guard has no idea who it is dealing with. I've already sent several of our warships to board the Trident and release its crew. The Guards taken on board shall be given no quarter.
I understand, Admiral, but Quartermaster Manfred was as surprised as you to hear this news. That's why he asked me to investigate. The Guard never gave the order for such an operation.
So these mercenaries do not even know how to manage their men?
I mean that is pretty
We will
consistent
not
for the
deal
Coin
with
Guard.
until Manfred cleans up his ranks. No more of these hireling thugs will set foot on my ships. The nobles will just have to do without their bodyguards.
I will tell him, Admiral, and know that I am fully aware of the problems that caused this act of piracy. Not only for the Guard, but for all the nations on this island. I will do everything to find those responsible.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I will eagerly await your news. Anything else?
That's it? Do I have to go back to
I need be
Manfred?
going. Until we meet
I mean, the
again,
problem
Admiral.
is in
The Admiral
Saint
knows that we
Matthias.
can't
Saint
do
Matthias,
anything
yeah.
without the force of the Guard. By prohibiting them from transport, she's putting everyone at risk, leaving us to take care of the problem.
Alright, let's travel over to San Mateus, where we actually have multiple things going on. We have the spy, and we now have the, No, no, we don't want to do anything, we're fine. And we have the commandeered ship.
Remember that the Admiral sent us to find someone called Fernando. During the conflict between the Nauts and the Ordo Luminis, he could probably help us.
Oh, are we going to previous people that we've spoken to before? I suppose I could do that. Let's see, I think the left side of the barracks goes to the tavern. So let's keep going around to the other side, and that should take me to the Coin Guard area more specifically.
Greetings. Quartermaster Herbert. I'm in charge of these barracks. And you are?
Desarde, legate of the congregation.
Nice to meet you, Your Excellency. And what can I do for you?
Tell me about the commandeering of the Knots ship.
Quartermaster Manfred sent me.
I was expecting such a visit. And I'm glad Manfred sent an external investigator. This commandeering business may just spell the end of the Guard. Without the Nort's transport, we are finished. I don't understand what could have happened. I can assure you that we have never issued an order to that effect. It's as if some members of the Guard obey others' commands.
We had trouble with a criminal organization within the Guard. I wouldn't be surprised if they were behind this matter once again.
Oh, this is terrible news, Your Excellency. How can we sort the good apples from the bad?
By speaking to those in charge of those
That's
in
a
command
very
at this time,
pertinent
and
question.
trying to unravel the truth from the lies.
The Major has been on a field exercise for quite some time. I don't see him involved in this. In his absence, 3 lieutenants lead the troops. They are Lieutenants Alexander, Klaus, and Ermelind.
Do you think they are honorable?
I won't vouch for them if that's what you're asking. I don't know them well enough.
Thank you, Quartermaster. I'll go and find them.
Are they in this building? They are all actually in this building. Upstairs. How do I... Yeah, staircase is right over here. Let's go to whoever is this person on the left first. Like, they're here, so they probably didn't do it, but still.
Hello, Lieutenant.
Considering the
name
fact
is
that there are
Desardet.
other guards in the room, it makes me think,
You're the legate of
oh,
the
finally
congregation.
somebody recognizes
You're
me.
quite the celebrity amongst our ranks. I am Lieutenant Alexander. Did you need me?
But the presence of other guards here makes me think that there is a risk of a fight. Tell me about the
I'm conducting
commandeering of
an
the ship.
investigation into the illegal commandeering of the ship, the Trident. We must work fast and find out who organized this act of piracy, or we will all pay the price. Do you know the men who seized the ship and who they served under?
All I can tell you, Your Excellency, is that I'm sure they were not under my orders. As foolish as it sounds, we don't know the identity of the soldiers involved. Since our previous commander's coup attempt, there's been tremendous upheaval. We lack senior officers. The registers are not up to date, and many men are on the run. I suspect the supporters of the coup who escaped the trial may be responsible.
I was told that the city is usually under the orders of a major.
Major Herman, yes. He's on a field exercise, at least that's what they say. But he was close to the commander. So this is only an idea, of course, but maybe his men got scared and stole that ship.
Okay.
I'll leave you, Lieutenant.
So it might be a result of the coup. Why is there a note attached here? It is just a decorative note. It has no actual value. Good to know. So yeah, it might be a result of the...
Locked.
Oh, did I go the wrong way? I went the wrong way. A result of the treason attempt. Like, these coin guard folks, instead of being judged by these nations, have decided to just steal a boat. I mean, what's the worst that can happen if they die by Saint Matthias, or if they die by the Knots?
Hello. I am...
Desardet, legate of the merchant congregation, right? Nice to meet you, Your Excellency. Lieutenant Ermelind at your service.
Well, I didn't know I was so famous.
I don't even have to introduce myself anymore. Tell me about commandeering of the ship.
Can you tell me anything about the ship that was commandeered by the guards?
A complete act of piracy, if you want my opinion.
Do you know who these guards were and under which officer they served?
No, and no soldier is missing here as far as I know. This is very strange. But since the commander's attempted coup, everything has gone to hell here. Men start muttering as soon as we have our backs turned. Some recruits have suffered violence, but refuse to name their attackers.
Do you think something is going on?
It seems obvious to me that some people took advantage of this unrest to line their own pockets.
I see. Thank you. I'll leave you to it. Farewell, Lieutenant.
Why did you say line their own pockets like it was actually slang for something dirtier?
Your Excellency, if you really want to know what's going on in this barracks, find me tonight near the church.
To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
Quiet. No one must know that I spoke to you. I am Sergeant Friends, and I'm prepared to help you. Don't forget the church tonight.
All right. I'm figuring it has been a little fishy, considering everybody seems prepared for my arrival.
Hello, Lieutenant. Desardet, legate of the merchant congregation.
Lieutenant Klaus, what can I do for you, Your Excellency?
Tell me about the
I'm
ship.
investigating the illegal commandeering of a Naut ship that took place here in San Matthias. Do you happen to know the men responsible and the officer they served under?
I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I don't know. I only took office in this city 2 weeks ago. I'm just getting to know my troops. I was sent here to remedy the lack of officers following the arrest of the commander's men. Are you sure that this commandeering is not the isolated act of a few homesick recruits?
Not totally sure, but it's very unlikely. Managing the crew of a Naut ship requires great numbers and organization.
I see. Well, in that case, sorry for not being more useful.
All right, so none of these guys actually have
The
anything
lieutenant's
concrete.
interrogation produced nothing. This sergeant is our only lead.
All right, let's go to the meeting point, the church. Luckily, it is already night, so I don't have to worry about progressing the time. Sergeant Franz!
Here you are. I wasn't sure you'd come. That will be understandable. It's better to be wary with Egon.
What do you know about this
Oh, okay,
organization?
so this is still an
More than I would
extension of
like.
Egon's story.
I'm part of it. Now ask me any questions you want. We don't have much time.
Who commandeered the ship?
Who took possession of the ship, and for what purpose?
Soldiers from the garrisons, members of Egon's organization. The boat was supposed to be used to transport the island captives to the mainland. Someone must have had enough of only being able to move a few slaves at a time, hidden in the holds. Now they've pulled this big stunt. They've not only attracted the wrath of the Nauts, but also your attention. Egon would never have made such a mistake, and he'll make the fool who did suffer dearly.
So am I being used by Egon to get rid of that person? Why are you
If you're
talking to
part
us?
of this organization,
Is
why did you
Franz
introduce me?
Egon?
I joined this gang some time ago, without realizing the extent of their power. I naively thought that it would only be a matter of completing a few small secret protection missions, but I found myself involved in a sordid business with the young islanders. We capture them to sell them as slaves. They're very popular in brothels. I participated for a long time, without batting an eye, but I ended up bonding with one of the captured islanders, and the horror of this trafficking has finally hit home. I don't want it to happen to her.
All right. Tell me about the heads of this organization.
Do you know who Egon is? Or at least who runs this organization?
No, everything is very compartmentalized. Each group knows only its direct superior, never the one above. Not only do I not know the big boss, but I don't know anything about his other activities.
And who gives you your orders?
And who gives you your orders?
Lieutenant Ermelin, that woman is ruthless. After the
Oh.
business with the ship, she decided to make a clean sweep, probably to avoid the wrath of Egon. She told us that we had to get rid of the islanders we still held captive. She wants to clean up behind us to avoid leaving any trace. My friend is among them. If I can't find a way to stop Ermelind, she will die.
If we want to prevent this massacre, we will have to intervene.
Interesting how he spoke
Where
to
are the
us
islanders held
immediately
captive?
after we
They're
spoke
kept
to
in a former
Ermeland.
logging facility on the outskirts of town.
Is it well guarded?
No, numbers are small to avoid arousing suspicion. But when Ermelin comes with her troops to get rid of the young people, it'll be a very different story.
Well, we'll take control of the operation before that happens, by getting rid of the guards. When Ermelind and her soldiers come, we will use the element of surprise to neutralize them.
With all due respect, there will be many. Are you sure you'll be able to face them?
We
Yes.
could ask for help from one of the native clans. The Storm Warriors, for example.
Do you think they would?
If it only involved us, I doubt it. But it's about saving their own young people. They'll also be able to give them shelter when we free them.
We will need to act quickly. I fear Ermelin will take action any moment now.
I'll go get help in Vedlug as soon as possible and take care of the operation.
Thank you. I'll arrange to be appointed as the scout for Ermelin's squad. That way I can let you know when we arrive.
We should go to Vedlug.
Let me accompany you. Deirdre is always suspicious. I could help you convince her.
Especially since we're basically just saying, hey, there are a whole bunch of natives that are prisoners, and we can't directly we can't actually help them out. Let's see. We've already been to Deirdre's camp, so nope, stop. The run button is the exact same as the interact button. And circle button does nothing outside of combat. I wonder if I can actually change that. Can I change anything on the controls? The answer is no. I can look at the controls. I can imagine what they would be like if they were changed. Deirdre, can you help me out? We need to free some captives.
I have come to ask for your help, Deirdre. A group of guards captured young natives and turned them into slaves. But now they want to get rid of them to avoid drawing attention to themselves. I want to free them and stop these guards. But we will need support from warriors.
You are our Karants. We will help you. But you have to tell me more precisely what this is about.
The prisoners are in a former logging facility near San Mateus.
I know where it is. The Renaiks massacred the forest there.
That's
We will get rid of
unrelated.
the guards there and release the prisoners. But if any soldiers are sent to kill them thereafter, can we rely on you to intervene?
I will send you my 2 best warriors. I can't give you any more right now. They will find you where the forest has suffered. Anything more?
Oh, no,
We need
that's
to
it.
be going.
Gwawalem-seg.
That's good enough. I wasn't even actually that interested in the 2. I just really want you to help out the natives who we free after they're freed. That's the ticket. Alright, let's see if we're able to go in, get rid of the limited guards that there are there. How far in the outskirts is it? I didn't actually check. Yep, it's a little ways away. Definitely can get away with fishy activity over there. Heck, you could probably
Here's the
have...
logging facility. The prisoners must be in that cabin.
You could probably have a pretty decent group of guards.
I will pass without your permission.
Oh. All right. That went well enough. Folks, we're getting you out of here. Ooh.
You're free. Thank you. May the trees always bear fruits on your journey.
It was Sergeant
But
Franz
what
who
if we
told us
need
where to find you.
vegetables?
France. So he kept his word. I had hoped he would.
Stay hidden here for now. We will set up a trap for the people who captured you.
Then we will fight by your side. They will pay for what they have done to us.
No, you're in no condition to fight. It's better that you stay here. When we are done with them, you can return home. Thank you for coming to lend us a hand. I'm surprised. Deirdre said that she would only send 2 warriors.
It's not a Sengedin Anadas. It's a Gaius Rad, a warrior from my clan.
But Tirtuma Donegad, she told Eseld your story, and we wanted to come.
Oh, okay.
10 people from our clan have been captured, and we believe they are here.
Oh.
When Xavier also sent
All
a
right.
warrior for the same reason.
We are most grateful for your help. Thanks to you, we can stop those who captured them.
You're there. Were you able to get rid of the guards?
Yes,
Do you
some.
see the guards at the
And we have
gate?
released the prisoners, but there are still others that we have to defeat.
I see you've managed to bring allies. With them, we have every chance of winning. Ermelind and her troops shouldn't be long. You should take position.
All right. I will hide behind this stack of logs. No
Anything to
one will
report,
see me
Sergeant
there.
Franz?
Negative, Lieutenant. Everything is quiet.
Where did the guards go?
I don't know.
How can you not know? Hey, what's going on?
Oh no! Enemies have emerged and cast a time spell. Oh, was that it? Oh no, there's more. Another time spell. Oh, who would have expected this? I mean, when you only have like 3 spells to choose from.
We got them.
Make sure that Lieutenant Ermelind is shackled and brought back to San Mateus. She will probably be sent to New Serene to be interrogated by Manfred. She has a lot to teach us about Egon.
I hope she can help you put an end to all of this.
Can we all go home now?
Yes.
Yes. We will escort you.
Break, it's thanks to you that I realized what we were doing. I hope you'll forgive me one day for being one of those monsters. In the meantime, I will do everything I can to help stop this smuggling for good.
You are a better man than you think, friends. When you're finished, return and see me at Wenxavier. I will be glad to see you again.
We should go. Let's report to Quartermaster Herbert.
All right. And all of the bodies have already been cleaned up, so there is nobody to loot. Oh no, there's this guy. Another marked silver coin. I mean, like, this is kind of like... No, nothing is absolutely worthless. The coin itself is not absolutely worthless. Like, it's still silver. You can melt it down and you will still have silver out of it. But the currency represents... I was thinking, like, comparing it to the gold coins in John Wick. And then I remembered, hey, wait, the gold coins are still gold. Like, even at the end of the day, if nobody recognizes that coin, if you take that coin over to a Walmart and you're like, hey, I would like to buy a TV with it, they're going to look at you and be like, you are crazy, sir. I do not recognize this money. Because that money has no denominational value. Just as, like, this silver coin has no denominational value to any merchant I might take it to, unless they're affiliated with the organization, in which case then they would say, oh, so you're one of us. We'll do deals with you.
I was told you'd returned with prisoners.
Yes. Lieutenant Ermelind organized a slave trade on behalf of the organization I told you about. Her men captured natives who were then sold here or smuggled to the mainland. We also found out that they commandeered a Naut ship to speed things up.
What madness. I guess Manfred will want to have her questioned. Lieutenant Alexander, you will accompany her with some men.
Quartermaster, at your orders.
And you, Sergeant. I understand that you participated in the despicable actions of this traitor.
It's true, Quartermaster.
I recommend clemency. Without his help, we would not have discovered what this was about.
I see. You will accompany Lieutenant Alexander. Manfred would like to talk to you, but I will make sure that he knows what role you played in this case.
Thank you, Quartermaster.
Well, I'll let you get...
So the interrogation will be slightly
Thank you very much
lighter.
for your help, Your Excellency. Travel safe.
Well, things seem to be in order here now. We should go and warn Manfred.
All right, Manfred, we've got some news for you. We've got more prisoners to interrogate.
Hello, Your Excellency. What can I do for you?
I was able to clarify the story about the ship, and we arrested the person in charge.
Interesting how I did this whole thing in regards to the commandeering of a ship, and then never had to board a ship.
And he didn't fail to tell me everything we owe you. I have already sent a letter to the Admiral explaining what happened and offering reparations. I hope she will forgive us. Anyway, I thank you very much. Once again, you have worked wonders, Your Excellency.
We couldn't have done anything without Sergeant Franz. He showed admirable courage. I imagine he has joined your forces.
That doesn't ring a bell. I don't think a sergeant by that name is stationed here.
Strange. It seemed to me that Quartermaster Herbert told him to come and find you.
Well, perhaps he changed his mind. With this business going on, he must be sorely lacking in men. Anyway, know that our investigation has finally paid off. Lieutenant Alexander arrested many criminals with information obtained from prisoners. You should go find him. He's with Captain Ulrich.
Captain Ulrich?
The highest-ranking captain in the garrison. He's an old man who is not often found in the field. But faced with such a scandal, he had to intervene personally.
Thank you, Manfred. I'll go find them.
All right, are we actually going to reach the end of the Egon storyline? Also, let's spend some points. Let's not spend any points, because we need to save 3 of them in order to unlock Fury Mode. As for attributes... I'm going to put this into willpower, because I've got a specific piece of armor that I can't use because it's a willpower of 4. And now I can put on this different neck piece that I've been just sitting in my inventory. So now I have more magic, as well as higher magic regeneration. Alright, where the hell is... Oh, are you actually inside this building? Oh no, you are inside this building, but you're on the upper floor.
This arrest is good news. Let's find the captain.
Okay, he is right in here.
Ah, Your Excellency. I was talking about your exploits to Captain Ulrich.
Your Excellency?
Captain, Lieutenant, Quartermaster Manfred informed me that you had made several arrests.
Indeed. Lieutenant Ermelind confessed, which enabled us to flush out most of the gang.
I can't quite believe that all the arrested men are involved in this case. I know many of them, and could have sworn they were honorable people.
Well, that's what you get for swearing.
I understand.
You gotta tip the swear jar now.
Shock. We were all sure that our comrades would never be involved in this kind of thing.
Okay, is Lieutenant Alexander Egon?
We can't stop our research until we've completely dismantled this organization.
Lieutenant Alexander.
Also, what is
asking me
that dumb
to
scroll
transfer
hanging
to
off of your
Serene,
neck?
To be a part of the investigation there.
To manage it, if you allow it, my captain, I was honored to participate in the interrogations of
what is
Lieutenant
that?
Ermelind, and to be able to arrest all these criminals.
Like that scroll and that
leave
orb
things
thing
half
that are at like
finished.
his chest.
As I told you, Lieutenant, I can't approve the transfer of an officer from another garrison. I must refer to the commander.
In any case, we're most grateful for your help. But we can now bring this investigation to an end without you.
I see. What goes on in the Guard is the Guard's own business.
It's a bit like that, yes. We can't let the actions of a small group compromise the reputation of the whole Guard.
You forget, once again, that you have not yet obtained your transfer, Lieutenant. In the meantime, please be dismissed.
At your orders, Captain. Goodbye, Your Excellency.
Alexander seems a little untrustworthy.
Sorry you had to hear this call to order. This lieutenant is inclined to forget who he's speaking to.
It must be the enthusiasm of youth.
It's possible. In any case, and contrary to what he said, we will still need your help.
Why's that?
Lieutenant Alexander claims that Ermelind's confession allowed him to arrest all these men. But I attended one of these interrogations, and all she talked about was a secret camp. The one in which Torsten's recruits received their special instruction for the coup d'etat. If I understood correctly, this place was taken back and used by the criminal organization. But our lieutenant did not mention it, which surprised me, and led me to doubt his sincerity. Perhaps Alexander failed to report it to increase his prestige later.
But he could have another motive. So you would like us to go there?
Indeed. And I'd like to accompany you. I am no longer a field officer, but I still know how to hold my own. And I want to see this case with my own eyes. You know the place, so you will be my guide.
Very well, Captain. You can count on me.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I will get going right
Oh,
away.
can we just fast forward there?
Will you come with
Because
me?
that will be very convenient. Let's go.
Yes, I'm ready. Let's hurry.
That's how you know that he's
We're
old
almost
and
there.
How would you like to
trained,
proceed,
gruff,
Captain?
veteran
By the
soldier.
book.
Because he's
We'll
got
go through the whole camp.
nothing
neutralize
but
any
phlegm
threat.
in his throat. Just dry throat. If only he had some water. If only. But that's the kind of veteran soldier that he is. He can't afford to take the time to drink a glass of water. Oh, hello. I wasn't intending to fight you, but since you decided you wanted to fight, let's fight. And we're out of combat. Excellent. This gives you a little bit of money. It's not a tremendous amount of money, but it's a decent amount of cash. And are we back at the ghost camp again? We're back at the ghost camp again because there are only so many locations on this island. And I don't want to criticize them for reusing locations. When you're on a budget, it's always good to reuse locations. Why, hello, how are you? Are you dead? You are dead. You are all dead. Like, one of the things that I've said multiple times during this playthrough is the idea that when you're developing any sort of project, whether it's a video game, whether it's a movie, whether it's a book, it's the knowledge of how much time you have and how much time can be offered for that project. If your project is so big that you cannot make a new location for everything, you have to be smart about it. Dragon Age 2 suffers the most from this by trying to pretend. It really tries to pretend that the same areas are different areas by removing the map every time you re-enter this same area, and reinserting the fog of war. And that is something I would especially criticize. Is trying to pretend you're not, reusing, just the same level architecture. If you can weave it into the plot... Siora, what are you doing? We're not in combat, relax. Or at least we shouldn't be in combat. Alright, let's go into this building. Yeah, if you can weave it in the story, like this game does weave in the return to the ghost camp into the story. Like Egon took over this ghost camp to reutilize the space, which makes sense. It's been kind of abandoned. It has everything pretty much set up, so you could just move in and have some sort of military presence. Without having to build it yourself. So it makes sense why this would come back. And this is what I would call being smart on a budget. Creating an area and figuring out how you could reuse that area on future quests. How is my weight, by the way? 156 out of 200 units. Alright, let's go up.
Lieutenant Klaus, so you are part of this disgusting plot.
Lay down your weapons, Lieutenant. Any resistance is...
Ah, so it wasn't Lieutenant Alexander, it was Lieutenant Klaus.
I will not surrender, Your Excellency. Death is sweeter than the price of treason.
If you speak, we will be lenient.
You, maybe, but Egon, I doubt
Oh, so he's still not Egon.
Farewell.
He's poisoned.
The plague. I'd have liked to have questioned that traitor.
Egon, our operations in New Serene had to be suspended after many of our men were arrested or killed, and the lieutenant in charge of the operation chose to take his own life rather than betray us. Intendant Manfred called on a member of the congregation, a legate, I think, who managed to make the merchants speak and discovered our plan. What should we do, awaiting your orders? Madam Arzu, I regret to inform you that we will not be able to ensure the delivery of the natives we promised you. Unfortunately, the ship we had requisitioned was retaken by the Nauts, interrupting the delivery. Rest assured that we will do everything in our power to... Egon, our operations in Hickman ended abruptly after the intervention of a nosy legate of the congregation. Captain Ludwig was arrested, and Governor Burhan ordered us to put an end to our operations. We deeply regret it, but we could not do anything. Ludwig should have been more careful, waiting for your orders.
These letters are signed by Egon. We must go to the office of the leader of these criminals.
We could study the handwriting to find out who's behind this pseudonym.
Yes. That is the kind of... Actually, I'm perfectly fine with that plot. That is excellent. Anything that goes against like your expected cliches of fantasy storylines with big... Are we done here? Like, is now the time to leave? It does not seem like we are done. Hold on. Oh, hello. How are you? Alright, and then there's also a bottom floor. Have I found stairs that go down?
It looks like poison.
It's a deadly combination. It can cause death in an instant.
No. Lists of names written by Egon. We must urgently do away with the following people who have endangered our operations, using all necessary means. Captain Ulrich, Legate de Sardet, Intendant Manfred, Intendant Herbert. Sergeant Franz's name was on the list, but has been crossed out.
Talks about eliminating the witnesses to the case.
Manfred and us are definitely on that list.
Huh. What does that mean? Like, does that mean that Franz is just not considered, like, a risk anymore? Like, he's already done as much damage as he can? Ooh, hello? Is this Franz? Is he dead?
It's Sergeant Franz.
Ah, son of a...
Man. He paid dearly for the help he gave us.
He was beaten to death.
Quartermaster Herbert ordered him to accompany Lieutenant Alexander to answer Manfred's questions, but he never made it to New Serene.
I was sure that the lieutenant was not genuine. He must be involved.
Oh, I guess Lieutenant Alexander is still up to no good.
Good job, Your Excellency. Egon will never come back from a hit like this.
Certainly. But we know that there are still criminals amongst your troops, including their leader.
I thought we were supposed to be unmasking Egon.
Alexander is involved in all this.
Like, that's why this quest is called Unmasking.
The fact that he didn't tell us about this camp are telltale signs. Perhaps he will be able to provide us with a lead. Otherwise, we still have these letters.
Remember that we are targets. Just like Manfred, we will have to stay alert.
You were right.
I get the...
Back to New Serene,
like, Lieutenant Alexander just felt like the obvious guilty party.
And assure yourself of his safety. I will go and ask our insolent lieutenant for an explanation.
Alright. No fast forwarding back to camp, I guess. Or back to New Serene. Alright, let's head into the Coin Guard barracks and talk to Manfred, see what's going on around here.
Your Excellency, I wasn't sure I'd see you alive again.
How did you know we were here? Did the captain tell you?
He was arrested while coming back here. Lieutenant Alexander said he was finally reported by his accomplices.
That lieutenant has some nerve. We know he's involved. We found the body of the sergeant who was to accompany him here. He got rid of him to punish him for helping us, or to stop him from revealing more. We also found this document saying that everyone who knows about the case should be eliminated. You're in danger, and they've already found a way to get rid of the captain.
Most of the men who are loyal to him are in jail. I can't do anything without help. I've been trying to get the commander. If anybody can restore order to all of this, she can.
Here, take this evidence and show it to her.
Alas, there's nothing in there that clearly indicates who Egon is.
The recent actions of Lieutenant Alexander suggest that he's the brains behind this operation. And we only have
Do
to
we
compare
trust
his
any of
handwriting
these
with
other
letters
guards that
to
are
be
just
sure.
wandering around in
I'm
the
going to join
background?
Commander, but you should intervene. I'm afraid he'll get rid of the captain.
All right. Oh, it's inside this building.
Your Excellency! What a joy to see you again. We finally stopped Egon. The captain will be happy.
Naturally, and that is why you were surrounded by the men I apprehended. We visited your secret camp and found the body of poor Sergeant Franz, who, in spite of his death, continues to betray you. You are a member of this organization, Lieutenant. And when we compare your handwriting to the letters we have seized, it wouldn't surprise me to discover that Egon is none other than you.
We prepared a discreet death for you, worthy of your uncle's court. A little poison, and our troublesome diplomat would have been out of the way. But since you leave us with no choice...
Is this it? Is this...
It'll be a real pleasure.
Finally, our revenge has come.
I guess it is it. We've reached the end of the plot line, so now we're fighting all of the mini bosses we have fought along the way. I mean, it would have been nice if they provided any sort of challenge, but that's okay.
No, no, no! Why did you have to stick your nose in our business?
If you had not been so careless, so eager to get rich and climb to the top, maybe we would never have discovered your operations. Surrender, Alexander. Unless you prefer Egon.
Let me go! I could make you rich.
I doubt that the commander would find that arrangement acceptable.
Wretches!
Your Excellency, Lieutenant Alexander was court-martialed and will soon be executed.
That was fast.
My gratitude, Your Excellency. Without you, this assassin would have probably strangled me in prison.
Manfred gave me all the evidence you gathered and told me about the case. I'm just sorry he didn't tell me about it sooner.
My apologies, Commander. But you've been so busy since starting your new position. I never thought the case would be so big.
Be that as it may, the high-ranking culprits have been punished, and the foot soldiers will be sent back to the continent. A few months on the front should bring them back to reality. We owe you so much, Your Excellency. Without you, the Guard would probably be nothing more than a band of brigands. I am extremely grateful. I will not forget what you did for us.
Don't mention it, Commander.
All right. Well, that's an end to an entire side quest line. Can I pick that? No, I cannot. I'm gonna have to call it here for the night. Got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and have yourselves a good night.